Welcome to our second Kickstarter update for our new cookbook, Plant-Based Cooking Made Easy Volume 2. I'm Jill, and in this update we discuss what happens if our Kickstarter campaign fails, and we answer some more viewer questions about how Kickstarter works for all of you out there who may want to order the cookbook but are still on the fence about joining Kickstarter to back the project and pre-order your copy. First, a status update. The Kickstarter campaign is currently 40% funded. Woohoo! And we have 10 days left to reach our goal of $70,000 by May 28th. This is exciting, but it's also turning out to be a bit of a nail biter because at the current rate of pledges, it's starting to look like the Kickstarter may not reach its funding goal and is in jeopardy of failing. So let's take a look at what a failed Kickstarter campaign would mean for the cookbook project and answer some more viewer questions to clear up any lingering concerns. If I make a pledge today, will I be charged today? And if the Kickstarter doesn't reach the funding goal and fails, do I lose my pledge? The answer to both of these questions is no. Kickstarter is all or nothing funding, which means when you make a pledge today, you're not actually charged anything today. You're just pledging to be charged if the campaign reaches its funding goal. The Kickstarter campaign runs for 30 days ending on May 28th, and only if it reaches the entire set goal of $70,000 in pledges will your pledge be charged. If the Kickstarter falls short and doesn't reach this goal, then no one will be charged and the Kickstarter will fail. So there's no risk of pledging and being charged in a failed Kickstarter, but it also means there's no partial funding of the project. So if the Kickstarter campaign fails to reach the full $70,000 goal, no money is collected regardless of the amount of pledges, and there's no funding for the printing of the cookbook. Why are you using Kickstarter instead of just selling the cookbook through Amazon? We're using Kickstarter to collect cookbook pre-orders so that we can then use these pre-order funds to have the cookbooks printed and warehoused for distribution. Printing a 250-page full-color hardcover cookbook is eye-wateringly expensive. All $70,000 of the Kickstarter pre-order funds will go directly to the production costs for printing the cookbook. We actually don't keep any of the funds, but we will end up with a solid inventory of cookbooks so we can keep our book in print and make it available for sale from our website in the future. The successful Kickstarter campaign is the source of funding that makes printing the cookbook possible. What will you do if the Kickstarter fails? We're still hopeful that the campaign is going to be a success, but we've received this question from enough viewers out there that we want to share our thoughts with you on this possible outcome. Deciding what to do if the Kickstarter fails really comes down to how to interpret a failed campaign. The most obvious meaning would be that there just isn't enough demand for a hardcover cookbook like this to be printed. The current level of about 600 pre-orders, unfortunately, just isn't enough demand to run a printing order of this size. 1,000 cookbooks is the lowest number of books the publisher can print, and the cost per book for an order this small is so high that we would have to sell the books for $52 each just to cover the production and printing costs to break even. Our first cookbook has sold some 14,000 copies to date, so we've been estimating that 2,000 pre-ordered cookbooks through a Kickstarter campaign would be a safe bet and raise enough funds for a 3,000 book print run. The cost per book on a 3,000 book print run would mean we can sell the books for $35 each, keeping the pricing in line with hardcover books of this size and quality. So if there just isn't enough demand for this type of hardcover book, then we would likely look to print a softcover version through a traditional publisher, which would take roughly 12 to 15 months for the books to be ready. We knew heading into this project that there would be some strong headwinds working against us. The continuing pandemic, high gas prices, inflation, supply chain issues, wild swings in the economy and housing prices, they've all put a heavy financial strain on us all, and likely have become obstacles to funding a small project like this as well. The other way we could interpret a failed Kickstarter is more simply that there are plenty of viewers out there that want to order the cookbook, but are just not comfortable or familiar with Kickstarter, so they have decided to sit on the sidelines and wait. We're hoping this is actually the case and that this question and answer can ease your concerns and encourage you to join the campaign and pre-order your copy. To all of the awesome folks out there that have backed the project and pledged, please rest assured that even if this Kickstarter doesn't work out, We will still be making our cooking show, publishing our recipes online for everyone, and doing whatever we can to publish printed cookbooks of our recipes for all of us to enjoy in the future. We hope this clears up any last questions or reservations you may have about the Kickstarter campaign, and invite everyone who has been on the fence about joining our Kickstarter to follow the link in the description and back the project today to help us bring this cookbook to life.